Hello race fans, I'm Justin with NRN and I want to look back at a track that is very special to me, The Rock. Rockingham is a special track to me because in 1999, it's where I watched my first NASCAR race live. And every year after that until Rockingham closed its doors, we sat in turn one. Rockingham may not have always produced the most exciting racing throughout the race, but for some reason the finishes were always very close and very exciting. It was also a special kind of track where only the veteran drivers seemed to do well, and the sport's younger stars struggled just a tad. I think this had a lot to do because of the track's surface. Rockingham was notorious for tearing up tires, and the driver that could look after his tires the best would be standing in victory lane. Out of all the races I watched at Rockingham, this one stands out as my favorite, and I bet you'll never be able to guess who wins this one. So let's put that car in reverse and take a look back at the 2002 Pop Secret Microwave Popcorn 400. What a mouthful. With only 3 races remaining in the season, Tony Stewart came into Rockingham with a 146-point lead, but he wouldn't be able to clinch it that afternoon. A strong finish, though, would see him get one step closer to clinching that championship in Phoenix. Rocket Man Ryan Newman would score his 5th pole of the year, and look at that young Jamie McMurray starting on his outside. The green flag waved and the 400-mile race got underway with Ryan Newman getting a great start over McMurray, who spun his tires. That allows Ryan Newman to check out. Further back, current championship leader Tony Stewart, who needs a strong run today to help him clinch the championship, is in the thick of it as he races Jeff Burton back in 26th. Up front, Kurt Busch, who was looking for the hat trick, having won the 2 previous races, gets around McMurray for 3rd. Just behind them, Jeff Green, who had taken the white flag in the Xfinity race only a day prior and had been crashed in turn 3 by Michael Waltrip, was serious about getting to the front and races Todd Bodine and McMurray hard for 4th. The first caution flag waves on lap 22 when Bobby Hamilton and Mike Wallace have a little mishap in turns 3 and 4. With the tires being so critical at The Rock, even on 22-lap-old tires, everyone comes down pit road for fresh Goodyears. On the tight pit road, Stewart gets in the back of the 28 and is going to lose a lot of positions. Ryan Newman comes in first and would leave first, keeping his lead. The green flag waves on lap 28 with Ryan Newman leading and Jeff Green in second, but Green isn't going to let Newman get away this time. Green turns up the heat and tries to take the lead from Newman, but Newman hangs on to stay out front. Mark Martin now takes second from Green. Martin is second in the points, and with Tony Stewart currently running in 29th, Martin is eating into that championship lead. However, Jeff Green still had something to say, and on lap 47 he finds some speed up at the top of the racetrack and powers back around Martin and Newman to take the lead of the race. But Martin won't let him get away that easy, and on lap 69, Martin reclaims the lead. Green flag pit stops begin when Dale Jr. hits pit road for fresh tires, and just look at the difference 4 fresh tires make at Rockingham as Dale Jr., who is a lap down, blows by McMurray and Skinner as if they were sitting still. That's the importance of tires at The Rock. While green flag stops continue, the jockeying continues at the front when Jeff Green gets back around Mark Martin on the outside to regain the top spot. Neither one of these drivers have been on pit road yet, but a few laps later, Martin hits pit road for 4 fresh tires and no changes to the handling of that car. Leader Jeff Green hits pit road for 4 tires and a wedge adjustment to tighten his car up just a smidge. When the green flag pit stops are complete, Mark Martin is once again the leader of the race, with Kurt Busch in second and Jeff Green third. Then, lap 159 changed for the lead when Kurt Busch pedals his way past his Roush teammate Mark Martin and sets sail trying to capture his 3rd win in a row. But with the green flag run continuing and the second round of green flag pit stops a few laps away, Jeff Green's car really starts to come alive towards the end of a run, and he takes 2nd place from Martin, who gives up the spot, not wanting to force the issue at this point in the race. Jeff Green runs down Busch and passes him to once again take the lead of the race, and Green is the first of the leaders to hit pit road. He brings his car in for service. With Green on pit road, that hands the lead back to Kurt Busch. Busch and Martin are playing a little strategy to try and run as many laps as they can on fuel. Busch stays out until the halfway mark and then comes in for 4 fresh tires. Martin stays out until lap 202 before coming to pit road and getting his new tires. With the second round of green flag pit stops complete, the lead cycles back around to Jeff Green with 189 laps to go. Finally, the second caution flag waves for debris. That green flag run lasted 206 laps, and that's the kind of thing Rockingham was known for. But the leaders all come down pit road for fresh tires, and Jeff Green, feeling a tad loose, wants his car tightened just a smidge more. Mark Martin has the exact opposite problem and wants his car loosened up a lot. Green would be the first off pit road, followed by Busch, Gordon, Martin, and Bodine. The race restarts with 158 laps remaining, and Jeff Green gets a good start. But remember, Green has a long run car, so Kurt Busch is able to drive up underneath him and take the lead. Martin begins to make up ground and starts to work on Jeff Green for second, and takes the spot away on the bottom. But then caution on the speedway for the 7th place car of Todd Bodine, who would slam the wall, ending a strong run he was having and ending the chance to win his first NASCAR Cup race. After pit stops, the green flag is back in the air with 128 laps to go. Rusty Wallace battles hard with Kurt Busch, and that isn't for the race lead. That's Rusty trying to get back on the lead lap, and he wants it bad. But Busch is able to keep that 2 car behind him. Meanwhile, Jeff Green, who had such a strong run, had a lug nut fall off the tire during that last pit stop, and that has put him all the way back in 10th position. Mark Martin closes in on Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch lets him go, and that actually may be some team orders at work there. If Martin leads the most laps and gets the 5 bonus points, that eats into Stewart's lead a little more. So with 110 laps to go, Martin is once again leading, and Busch hangs right with him as not to let him get too far ahead. But then caution again on the racetrack when Ward Burton puts his Dodge into turn 3 after making contact with Brett Bodine. Ward said the 11 got into him, but it didn't matter because, and this is a quote, he ran like shit all day. He said that on TV. All of the leaders are once again on pit road for fresh tires. Martin comes off of pit road still holding his lead over Busch, Bobby Labonte, and Jeff Gordon. 97 laps to go as they come to the restart, and Mark Martin shows them the way. Another Penske car now tries to get his lap back. This time it's our pole sitter Ryan Newman, and he'll get in front of Martin to get back on the lead lap in 19th. Laps continue to click off for Martin, who is trying to lead the most laps and get those bonus points, but his teammate stays tucked up right with him, ready to pounce to the lead at any moment. There is, however, one driver who keeps getting faster and faster, and who no one has mentioned at all during the course of the race. That would be Johnny Benson. He started the race in 26th, and with 72 laps to go, he's running 4th and hunts his first NASCAR Cup victory. Also making a comeback was championship leader Tony Stewart, who passes Rusty Wallace for 19th and becomes the first car 1 lap down. Stewart ran 32nd most of the day, but here in the closing laps, he had finally gotten that 20 car to his liking. Up front, Johnny Benson drives up and takes 3rd spot from Bobby Labonte. Martin is only 10 laps away from getting the bonus points, but with Benson coming as strong as he is, can Kurt Busch afford to hang out behind Martin the rest of the race? Martin gets the bonus points for leading the most laps, and now it's up to Kurt Busch to get around his teammate and back to the lead. The two run side by side, and it would be Busch on the outside who reclaims the lead of the race and has to get going because Benson in that 10 car is a-coming. 45 laps to go now, and Johnny Benson has caught Mark Martin and passes him for second. Benson tries to reel in Busch, and look at this battle for the lead. 3 wide around a lap car, Benson low, Busch high, and it would be Busch holding him off for just the moment. 29 laps to go now, and Johnny Benson tries Busch on the low side again, but Busch's Ford is just a little faster than Benson's Pontiac down the straightaway, so he backs off getting into turn 3 and makes a good run at it coming off of 4, and the two drivers drag race to the finish line, and finally, Benson gets the lead of the race. From 26th to 1st, Johnny Benson is leading at Rockingham, but can he hold on for 28 more laps and win his first ever NASCAR Cup race? But now there's 10 laps to go as Benson saves fuel. Martin has caught him and tries to take a peek underneath, but Benson still hangs on. 6 laps to go now, and Martin is there. He's got the fender under Benson as they go into turn 1, and Johnny Benson somehow stays ahead. On the outside of him, Martin is giving it everything he's got, including almost coming together with John Andretti. In his 226th NASCAR career start, Johnny Benson sees the checkered flag and wins his first NASCAR Cup race. And the day the 1996 Rookie of the Year driver thought he would never see finally arrives, and Benson gets to go to victory lane for his first and only win in NASCAR. It was a good finish, a feel-good finish, and everyone in the crowd was excited to see a guy like Johnny Benson win his first race, who came all the way from 26th to do it. I mean, his odds of winning were slim to none, but yet there he was, standing in victory lane with all that popcorn. It was one of the most memorable finishes I had the privilege of watching from the stands as a young race fan. Martin would come home second after driving the fool out of his car. A little history lesson here, Mark Martin also got his first career victory at the Rock in 1989. Kurt Busch would finish third and would not be able to get the hat trick by winning his third race in a row, but still a solid finish from Kurt Busch. So there you have it. Johnny Benson wins his first career victory in a very surprising come through the field from 26. I hope you really enjoyed that race as much as I did watching it back when I first saw it. I miss Rockingham, and I wish Rockingham was back on the schedule, but I don't know if we'll ever get that. If there is a race you would like to see on the show, then drop a comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more NRN. I'm Justin, and thanks so much for watching.